Hi everybody! For today's project that we are starting, you're going to be creating an ombre landscape by using techniques we've learned thus far. You will be using an 18 by 24 sheet of watercolor paper, so you may have to prep that before starting. For this project, you will need to tape your watercolor paper with an even border around the edge to a drawing board. Those are located above the brown cabinet on wheels. This is to ensure that while you're working, the water paper doesn't curl up and stay curled up, but that it'll flatten back out. Next, you're going to be drawing a simple, light pencil drawing of how you want your landscape to look, so that when you're putting in colors, you know where exactly to place those colors. For your landscape, you are going to want the lightest colors in the back and the darkest colors in the front, and it will slowly fade as it gets closer to the foreground. So you'll notice as I'm painting most of this project, my brush strokes are going from left to right with subtle movements to go along with my hills. And the reason that you do this is to ensure that your brush strokes are going evenly, because we want this to be a smooth landscape, practicing some of the techniques you've already learned. You may have also noticed that I started in the sky and then I moved to the foreground. The reason I did this is because my sky is still wet, and if I were to just move on to the next layer right under the sky, they would bleed together, and I do not want that happening. So you're going to paint in one area first, let it dry, go to the next area while it's drying, go back up to the top, paint another layer, go back to the bottom, paint another layer. And you're going to keep building up your painting like this so that colors aren't blending together, but that we have crisp lines showing the different depths in mountaintops. You'll also notice that as I am painting each layer, I try to make the top of that mountain a little bit darker than the bottom of that specific mountain, just to give it some more depth and to make it look a little bit more realistic, less flat. With these landscapes, the more value you add, so the more darks and lights you have together, the more realistic it will look and the better it will look. If you were to have very flat colors without very much dimension and change in color, you would end up with a very boring painting that looks like it's missing something. You will also notice that if I start to get some scratchy brush strokes, I will simply get just plain water and try to brush nicely over them in long strokes to smooth them back out. This project is for you to get the hang of applying watercolor techniques that we've learned and learning how to control your brush strokes before we start on an actual landscape painting. So I hope you enjoy this project. Work hard. If you have questions, ask the sub. You guys are more than welcome to watch this video multiple times if you need to watch it a couple times to get the hang of it. But I hope you have fun.